we are told a story. It is a simple story, etched into our minds like salt on weathered wood. The story of an old man, a vast sea, and an unbreakable will. We are told it is a testament to human endurance, a parable of dignity in the face of defeat. We are taught to admire the old man, Santiago. We are taught to see him as a hero. This is a lie. It is perhaps the most beautiful and tragic lie in all of literature. To find the truth, we must not look at the man. We must look at the sea, not as a setting, but as a living, breathing kingdom. And we must look at the true protagonist of this story, the one whose voice was silenced by a harpoon, whose memory was erased by sharks, and whose magnificent body was reduced to a trophy of a crime. This is not the story of a noble struggle. It is the confession of a killer and the eulogy for his victim. The hero of this story is not the man, it is the fish. In the vast, silent cathedral of the Gulf Stream, it lived a king. We are not told its age, but we can imagine the decades it has patrolled these currents, the storms it has weathered, the rivals it has defeated. It is a creature of immense power and ancient beauty, a living sculpture of iridescent blue, purple, and silver. Its body is a symphony of muscle and grace. Its great eye, a dark, intelligent orb that has witnessed the secrets of the deep. It is a sovereign in its own birthright, a perfect existence, governed by the rhythm of the tides and the silent laws of the ocean. Its world is one of pressure and light, of instinct and freedom. And then from another world, the intruder came. A shadow fell upon the water, a man in a boat. We are told he is a humble fisherman, but humility is not what drives him. He is a ghost, haunted by 84 days of failure, of what the world calls shame. He is driven by a deep, uniquely human sickness, pride, a desperate need to impose his will upon the natural world, to conquer a piece of it and hold it up as proof of his own worth. He is not sailing to feed himself. He is sailing to feed his ego. He casts his line into a world that is not his, a baited hook of human arrogance, descending into a kingdom of natural law. And the king, in a moment of sovereign curiosity, takes the bait. The first taste is betrayal. The first pull on the line is a declaration of war. What followed for 3 days and 3 nights was not a fight. It was torture. The hook, a cold alien logic of steel, becomes a permanent part of the marlin's body, a constant searing reminder of the violation. The line, unbreakable, is not a piece of equipment. It is a thread of relentless, obsessive human will, tying the king to its captain. We are told of the old man's suffering, of his bleeding hands and aching back. But what of the fish? For 3 days, it is denied the solace of the deep. It is denied rest. It is denied freedom. Every magnificent muscle, built for the grace of the currents, is now locked in a singular, agonizing struggle against an unseen, unyielding force. It leaps from the water. The man sees this as a display of size and power. But it is more. It is a final, glorious act of defiance. A desperate plea to its tormentor, showing him the sheer beauty, the majesty, the life he is about to extinguish. It is the king, revealing himself in all his glory, hoping that beauty itself might be enough to end the violence. It is not. The old man calls it a battle of equals. He claims to love the fish, to respect it as a brother. This is the great rationalization of the tyrant. It is the love of a collector for a perfect specimen he must possess, even if possession means destruction. It is the respect of a warden for a noble prisoner he must execute.
Get away from my
Ye
fish.
do not destroy what ye love. Ye do not crucify your brother. His admiration is the vanity of a killer who takes pride in the strength of his victim, for the victim's greatness only magnifies his own. The fish fights on, driven by an instinct more pure than any human ideology. It fights for the simple, sacred truth of its own existence. As the hours turn into days, the rage gives way to a profound, bone-deep weariness. The king's muscles, which once commanded the ocean, now burn with a fire that will not be quenched. The world, once an endless kingdom of blue, shrinks to a singular reality, the incessant, agonizing pull of the line. Finally, the harpoon strikes, the ultimate violation, a spear of human will that pierces the heart of the natural world. The man has won. He has killed a king to soothe his own ego. He lashes the magnificent body to his boat, a grotesque trophy of his conquest, and begins the long sail home, his pride momentarily restored. But the ocean does not suffer a king to be disgraced. The sharks arrive. We are told they are villains, thieves that steal the old man's prize. This is the final lie. The sharks are not villains. They are the ocean's antibodies, rushing to cleanse a wound. They are the auditors of the sea, the priests of its great temple, performing a sacred, violent baptism. They are nature's tax collectors, reclaiming what was stolen by human arrogance. They do not desecrate the fish. They liberate its spirit from the man's profane ownership, returning its body, piece by piece, to the kingdom from whence it came. The man's futile fight against them is not a defense of his prize. It is a final, pathetic attempt to defy a law far older and more powerful than himself. The man returns not with a prize, but with a skeleton. He tells himself he was defeated by the sharks, but he was defeated the moment he decided his pride was worth more than a magnificent life. The skeleton is not a monument to his endurance. It is a monument to his vanity. It is a ghost, a colossal, white tombstone of a murdered king, a testament to a victory that was, in truth, a profound and meaningless defeat. He stumbles up the hill, carrying his mast. We are tempted to see a hero, a Christ figure bearing his cross. But all we see is a broken old man, emptied of his obsession, carrying the tool of his crime. He dreams of lions on the beaches of Africa, not as a symbol of his lost youth and strength, but as a final desperate escape into a memory of nature as a thing to be watched, not conquered. A world before his final great sin. The story is not about how a man can be destroyed but not defeated. It is about how a man, in his desperate need to feel victorious, can destroy something beautiful and defeat nothing but himself. The sea, vast and indifferent, rolls on, the sun rises, the kingdom endures, and the king is finally home.